Hi there. My name is Mike Mahoney, and I am the Associate Executive Director at the Vernon Family Branch of the Hockomock Area YMCA. Through the years, the YMCA has been a global leader in health and wellness. Locally, our YMCA has been a leader on this front as well. Over the last half century, the Hockomock Area YMCA is proud of the work we have done to strengthen our communities through our holistic approach to wellness. In this episode, you will have a chance to hear from my colleagues and YMCA professionals on the past, present, and future of our wellness offerings and on the impact we have had throughout the years. Enjoy, and thank you for helping us celebrate our 50th anniversary at the Hockomock Area YMCA.
We are in one of the studios here at the Foxborough branch of the Hockomock Area YMCA to discuss healthy living. You've already met Associate Executive Director Mike Mahoney. Let me introduce you to the other three members of our panel. Jackie Robeson is the Live Strong at the Y Director. Jill Bell is in the middle. She is the Group Exercise Coordinator. And Jocelyn Lubneski, I'm sure you've heard that pronounced many different ways, the Nutrition Director here at the Hockomock Area YMCA. Jocelyn, we'll begin with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background here at the Y, and what is your current role?
So I've been with the Hockomock Area Y for 4 years. I'm the Nutrition Director, and I'm also a registered dietitian, so I provide nutrition education to our members and also run a ton of kids cooking classes to teach them about food, nutrition, cooking skills.
So 4 years, what brought you to the Y originally?
I've always been interested in community nutrition and being really in a community and working with a community, and a YMCA is the perfect place for that. So that's what kind of brought me here.
Jill, how about you?
I've been with the Hockomock Area YMCA for 17 years this year. I'm the Group X Coordinator over in the Franklin branch, so help run all the Group X classes, the instructors, try and stay on current trends.
And what attracted you to the Y 17 years ago? 17
years ago, I came on as the volunteer Spanish teacher, believe it or not, and I was approached about how I taught, and I should be teaching some of the exercise classes, and here I am 17 years later, haven't loved it every day since.
So do you teach any classes in Spanish?
I do not. Does Zumba count?
The Y is known for the growth of its members, but the growth of the staff as well. And Jackie, how about you?
I've been here about 10 years. I'm the Live Strong Director. I love working here. It's been such a great experience. I get to wear lots of different hats. I teach some Group X classes, do some personal training, and work in the Live Strong program, which I love.
And what attracted you to the Y?
What attracted me to the Y was I'm going to mimic Jocelyn. I really like the community feel, and I like the way they support the community, and there's lots of different opportunity here at the Y.
Mike, 3 members of the staff combined 21 years. Says a lot about the commitment of the staff and how much they enjoy their job. How about you? Talk about your background and what you do.
So I've worked at the Y for a little over 20 years now, and as the Associate Executive Director and the leader of the wellness team for the association, I'm able to get involved in a bunch of different things. And so that takes me everywhere from child development in camp all the way through our senior programs and everything in between. So I get the opportunity to hang out and play with kids and adults of all ages. And for me, every day is a little bit different. I started as a camp counselor. That was one of my first jobs at the YMCA. And I've stuck with it and had the opportunity to work in every single different department from aquatics to childcare. But wellness remains one of my passions.
Was it your involvement as a camp director that made you decide this is where I want my career to be?
Absolutely. I thought I was going to be a high school history teacher. And the Y just sort of pulled me in and never really let me go 20 years ago.
Let's talk about health and wellness, healthy living here at the YMCA, and how it's evolved over the years and why it's so important not only to the members but to the Y community.
Yeah, it's a great question, Peter. The Y, the Hockomock Y has been around for 50 years. Obviously, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary, but the Y movement has been around for over 150 years. And today, just like all the way back then, we've been meeting the needs of our community, and very specifically looking at healthy living and wellness and what that looked like 150 years ago, and through the decades up until now, it's obviously continued to evolve. The YMCA in Springfield created basketball. The YMCA in Holyoke invented volleyball. The YMCA coined the term bodybuilding back at the turn of the 20th century. The YMCA invented step aerobics. The YMCA was integral in creating certification programs for personal trainers, which has now evolved to a bunch of different organizations and agencies that provide that same service. If I think back to where the Y was when I first started over 20 years ago, it was a place that had weights and some group exercise classes. There were lots of selectorized machines. At the time, Nautilus was one of the most popular, and you had your lines of selectorized machines. And you came in and you did your workout and you went on your way. It's obviously continued to evolve and adapt to the ever-changing needs of the communities in which we serve. And for us, that might mean more open space or more open-ended formatting. So we see more boot camp classes now than we did, say, see choreographed dance classes or step aerobics, although I heard today that's making a comeback, which is great. We are also focused on nutrition, as Jocelyn will speak to later, and wholesome eating and making sure that we're getting the appropriate nutrients that we want from a variety of different food sources. We're involved in everything from educating young ones on what it means to be healthy, taking a holistic approach to health and wellness overall, so that it's not just about going for a run or lifting weights. It's about mindfulness and yoga and socialization and having other people make us whole and healthy. And that's what the Y is. It's not just a health and wellness organization. It's a place where people can become family, whether it's with our staff or with our members. And we create these small communities that allow people to get healthy.
Jackie, I remember covering a press conference here in this branch. Seems like yesterday, maybe it was 10 years ago, when I think the announcement of the Y's involvement with Livestrong first started. For people who aren't aware, tell us about the Livestrong program here at the Y and why it's so special to take part in.
Livestrong is a free 12-week program we offer here at the Y for anyone who has had a diagnosis of cancer. It has grown in the last 10 years. I believe we have over 1,000 people that have gone through the program. Basically, we focus on getting folks' strength back, working on flexibility and balance, endurance, and not only getting them stronger physically, but emotionally as well. The friendships formed, the bonds, they really support each other. It's not supposed to be a support group, but it organically morphs its way into a support group. And it's a fabulous program. People get so much out of it. And I'm truly honored to be a part of it because it's what I love to do here. So
are these people diagnosed with cancer and are going through treatments?
It can be at any stage, so they could be diagnosed recently or it could have been 20 years ago and they want to take part in the program, and regardless of when it is, they all get something out of the program.
And I would think there's that sense that this is not only happening to me, it's happening to others who are now my friends and they overcame it, and almost gives you a boost of confidence that you can overcome it as well.
Right, and the connection, I say to every group, you could have a supportive community, a supportive family, spouse, but nobody gets it like the people in that room. They get it. I've been doing it over 10 years, and I can never say I understand what you're going through, but the people in that room, they get it. And
when I hear Livestrong, I think of Lance Armstrong. Was he part of it initially? I mean, Help me with that. Do you remember Lance Armstrong being a part of that?
I think he was part of it, and I believe in 2012 he
It
stepped
might have
down.
been when he was going through his diagnosis. Interesting how it's evolved, absolutely. Jill, what's been your favorite part about being involved in the group exercise classes, and why do you think the people involved form small communities within themselves?
My favorite part of being involved with Group X is seeing the transition. When someone first comes to a Group X class, they're almost a little intimidated. They're under the assumption that everybody else in that studio is in tip-top shape, and once they do come in, they realize that we're all just in there for the same reason, just trying to work out, stay fit, and maybe get a little socialization. And at first they're a little bit quiet, then they start chatting, maybe there's a little commiserating, and before you know it, half the people in the room are throwing a baby shower for you or taking you out for your 40th birthday, and just seeing friendships form has been the absolute best part. And staying fit helps too.
Oh, the Spanish side of you, do you hear no mas often?
I usually just get dirty looks, but they encourage me.
Jocelyn, as the nutrition director here at the Hockomock Area YMCA, talk to the viewers about the Way to Change program. I've never heard of it.
Sure. So Way to Change is a 10-week nutrition and fitness program that's for all adults. We rarely turn any adult away. And it's really a program that can introduce people in a smaller group setting to personal training, to group fitness, to nutrition, one-on-one counseling, and also nutrition workshops. But they're looking to get healthier, in a more wholesome way, but also perhaps meet people in a more a smaller way, because because you have to sign up for the program, and it's a great program.
I've known people who have unfortunately suffered heart attacks over the years, and part of the recovery is meeting with the hospital's nutrition director to teach them, what to eat, how to eat, portions, etc. It sounds like you're offering that type of advice before someone has a heart attack.
Right. We get adults of all ages and all, backgrounds, but yeah, prevention is definitely what, we strive for at any gym, but, so before people maybe suffer any illness, but even afterwards, after maybe a knee replacement or, some other scare, it's great that they have a gym to come to, that they're just not gonna be put on machines. They have classes, or they have programs that they're gonna get more individualized attention, and people are gonna get to know them and what they're going through.
Jill was talking about the intimidation factor. You walk in. How about in your program? Is there any of that?
No, I think that's why we get a lot of people that haven't been to a gym in a while, that are looking to ease in, and by the end they're going to group classes that we offer, and they're getting a sense, they're meeting trainers and group exercise instructors that they wouldn't have known if they hadn't joined the program. Sometimes they're parents of kids that they bring their kids to activities, but they have been scared to do things at RY themselves. So it's a good segue into just our Group X classes, and just working out at the gym with maybe a personal trainer.
I've got you on the spot here, so I'm going to keep going. I've used the word evolve a couple of times. Let's talk about evolution. Let's gaze into the crystal ball. What excites you, and what do you see for the future of health and wellness at the Y?
What excites me is that, especially here at the Hockomock, we have such creative and you know, people that really try to offer different things. We always are getting together and trying to think outside the box. What more can we offer our communities? What is out there that people are looking for that can bring them in? And, you know, how can we provide that to everyone, no matter, you know, how much they make or, you know, what's going on in their life.
Mike, same question. What excites you about the future?
I agree with Jocelyn. I also like the term that you used, evolve. The Y has always been flexible and nimble, and never has that been more on display than during COVID. Our mission has always been, or our cause has always been, to support and improve our community. And you know, we pivoted and we were able to go outside of our four walls to support the community. Everything from helping people to get food into their homes, to backpack drives, and keeping people connected through our online platforms. And I see us continuing to do and be flexible in the future and continuing to meet our community where it's at. Everything from more dynamic programming to constantly evolving our group exercise schedules and trying to find out what members are interested in and what the community is interested in. But one of the lessons that we learned during COVID is that we can't be insular and we can't stay within these four walls. So I'm excited that, you know, we're going to be out there in the community more frequently now, and, you know, bringing health and wellness outside of our four walls. And that might not necessarily be a class, it might be out in the community inviting people to come see us, but we want to have more of a presence out there, and we want to help people of all health and wellness levels to grow and get old and healthy.
When I was a youngster, which was a couple of years ago, I thought of the YMCA as youth basketball, learning how to swim, and summer camp.
Sure.
It's so much more these days.
Absolutely is. And we'll continue to evolve to meet the community where they're at.
Jill and Jackie. Jill, you can answer first. For people who are watching this program, don't know a lot about the Y, and haven't certainly participated in a fitness program in a while here at the Y. What makes the Y different than, say, all the private wellness centers out there? And there's a lot of them. Jill, you can go first.
So what makes us different is that we really are more of a community, you know, center than just a gym. You can walk into the lobby and see a group of Live Strong participants, you know, connecting, weight and change, getting their health back, toddlers all holding on to the little rope. You know, we have practically like little food pantries in each branch, also giving away loaves of bread to succotash, and it can be, it's such a wide variety. So even if you're just wanted to be a part of the gym and no other part of the community, your membership fees still help contribute to building the community. And you can just be using it as your gym if you just don't have the extra time commitment.
Jackie, what makes the Y different?
I agree with Jill on all levels, but I also love the fact that it's very personal. You walk in, I've never been to a gym where a lot of people know, the instructors know the participants' names in Group X class or out on the wellness floor. I can walk out on the wellness floor and I see lots of people that are participating in all different classes and talk to them, familiar faces. People kind of hold each other accountable. If someone's not in class, they're asking about them, seeing it, checking in to see if they're okay. And I like that personal touch. I think, you know, the Y is special in that way, and I've never seen that at any other gyms.
Good point. Mike, this is always my favorite part of the program. We've asked this question in some of the other programs celebrating the Hockomock Area YMCA's 50th year. Let's talk about some of the moments. You mentioned you've been here 20 years. Looking back, and it doesn't have to be one because we have plenty of time, what have been some of the most rewarding moments for you as a Hockomock Area YMCA professional?
So I think one of the most unique things that our YMCA does is we help people to grow and we usher them throughout their entire life, from literally when they're in diapers in our preschool programs, all the way through their youth and teen years and into adulthood, oftentimes were the first jobs that they might have at 15, 16, or 17 years old. And so for me, when I think back about some of my proudest moments, it's always about the development of the person. And I think about, so in my 20 years, I've had the opportunity to work at a few different YMCAs. And one of the first YMCAs that I was at, I remember this young lady who I can still think about. She would play on like the play structures. There was like a little hippopotamus play structure that she would play on. And now today, she's actually an assistant aquatics director. So the benefit of working at a YMCA for, I think it's 22 years, is that you really get to see somebody grow. She was 3 or 4 years old then, she's 26, 27 now, and she's got a professional career at the YMCA. And so those are the things that make me the most proud, is to see those kids, adults, seniors continue to grow and become more robust humans.
How about members? Have you seen members that were members when they were kids, and you still see them today?
Yeah, absolutely. I think about some of the folks that work in our departments across the association. I remember when they were 9, 10, and 11 years old, going to the teen center in North Attleboro, and now they work for us. Or seeing them in the fitness center, or maybe shooting hoops in the afternoon. 10 years ago, I was in North Attleboro every day. That was my home. That's where I worked for 5 or 6 years. And a lot of those kids that I saw then, they have families now. They're in their mid-20s or early 20s. They have families now, and they're still coming back to the Y. So.
That's certainly awesome.
Yeah.
Jackie certainly lives strong. I'm sure you have tons of memorable moments. Share with us one or two.
Overall, I love seeing the participants come in, and they're hesitant, they're nervous. And I had one particular woman who came in, and after the first day, when they're all introducing themselves, she didn't think the program was for her. And I said, I asked her to give it a couple more times, and she came back. She finished out to the end. Now she wants to be a mentor, so she's going to be mentoring with me, and she wants to give back. She truly loved the program. She brought in 3 or 4 other people that she had known who were diagnosed with cancer, and I love stories like that where they come back and they're hesitant, they want to leave, and totally had a change of heart and absolutely loved it after going through the program.
How about success stories? People who had been diagnosed, started out in the program, stuck with the program, and then they get that clean bill of health. There must be many of those.
There's a lot of those stories. One particular one that stands out was I had a gentleman who came in, and his prognosis was 2 months. He was actually working on a drug, and he was in biomedical, so he was working on a immunotherapy drug. And over time, they said, we're going to try a new drug with you. So he took this immunotherapy drug that he was actually working on, and over a course of time, he is now, I think it's probably 6, 7 years, no sign of cancer. And he has come back again, mentoring. He comes and talks to all the groups, huge support, great story, and loves to, share his story with other folks.
I'm sure a few tears have been shed over the years, not only for the participants, but members of the staff as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. Jill, how about you? Most rewarding moment?
Most rewarding moment, I would say, is teaching some of the lower impact classes. We have some sessions that we do, and we do an assessment at the beginning, see how strong folks are, and then an assessment at the end. And at the end of the course of our classes, which are sort of more for active older adults, at the end of one of these classes, anyone that started out in the chair having to do their exercises from the chair, all of them were out of their chair, and by the end of the session, they had more mobility, more flexibility, less pain, and that was really rewarding to see that at a point in their lives they thought where they would just continually decline, that they were actually able to take some of their health back.
Is it a lack of confidence, fear of embarrassing themselves? Why is that?
I do think it is a lot of that. I do, especially for men. I think they, don't know that there are other men in the classes, so they don't want to come, but they should, because there are always a few men in the classes now, which is really nice. And they'll be welcomed.
And everyone has to start somewhere, right?
That's right. Everyone had their first day.
Absolutely. Jocelyn, how about you?
Well, aside from my Way to Change participants, who are very special to me, the kids I work with in my cooking classes at the Ys and also at the North Attleboro elementary schools it's been such a rewarding experience to be teaching them cooking skills anywhere from kindergarten till 5th grade, and maybe introducing them to new foods, at home where they're not, maybe they have never had it, or they had it once and didn't want to try it, but now they see their friends trying it. So, over these 4 years, seeing so much growth with people and parents coming up to me and saying, wow, they never would eat this stuff before they took your class. And just having that opportunity to work with youth in that way and teaching them something that they can use forever.
Who knows, you might, years from now, turn on the Food Network and see one of your former students.
That would be awesome.
Especially if they get you deals at their restaurant, that's for sure. So Jocelyn, it's kind of a curveball question. What are you looking forward to in the next few years here at the Y?
I think just continuing to grow our outreach, especially with our wellness team and all of the diverse things we offer. And just, expanding the amount of kids I reach with cooking and the adults I reach with, nutrition education.
Jill, how about you? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing some of the younger faces come in and now be able to take fitness classes and maybe even come start working for us, and just seeing that turnover of the next generation coming in and seeing what they bring.
Jackie, how about you?
I'm looking forward to getting the word out a little more about Live Strong and really growing the program and, having people benefit from it emotionally and physically.
And Mike?
I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. Every day is always a new day here at the YMCA. We take on new challenges, and we try to serve the community best we can. So new classes, new programs, new activities, new equipment, whatever's new. And I'm looking forward to help with that and to see some new faces at the Y too, as we continue to see more people coming into our buildings again.
And I'm actually looking forward to the next episode of the Hockomock Area YMCA, celebrating our impact. I worked here for a number of years, and I'm learning so much about the YMCA. Hope you are as well. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back in another month or so with an all-new edition for you to learn more about your YMCA.